This video app review is brought to you by the iPhoneAppReview.com.
What's up, everybody? This is Luke Patrick with the iPhoneAppReview.com. We're doing another video review today, this time looking at an iPad and iPhone app. This is Universal, and the app in question is called Phantom Probe. We'll be looking at the free version of this app, although there is a paid version available as well in the App Store that comes with a lot more levels. This is a game, obviously, if we're talking about levels, and without any further ado, I guess we'll just go ahead and pop this thing and get straight into it. This is not a gigantic iPod, as it kind of looks like on the screen here. This is, in fact, my iPad. I'm sorry about that. So here's the main screen of Phantom Probes. As you can see, it's fairly basic. You've got a spinning wheel of levels here and some nice floaty, phantomy kind of graphics. And the buy full version now button is along the bottom, but there are no ads. It's worth noting this is not an ad-supported app, which is always great. We're always kind of irritated by the ads, banner ads especially. There's a soundtrack that I have turned off at the moment, and that is not appearing when I hit that. I'm sorry about that, but it is off anyway just because it's easier to hear us without the music involved, and we're kind of just narcissistic like that. If you need to know how to play the game, all you have to do is go back and then hit the little gear here and then the question mark, and then the game will actually be explained in its entirety to you. I'm going to do that here in just a second, but this is nice as far as in-app documentation goes. It's great in the sense that it gives you illustrations and lots of really informative text, so you won't be confused at all, which is nice because this game offers a really unique concept as far as gameplay goes that can be kind of difficult to pick up. So we're just going to hit one of these. I guess I'll start with the first one. The idea here is that there's an invisible shape that's hidden on the screen, and then your job is to poke it with various probes and things to discern its exact shape. Once you have an idea of what it is, there will be 3 different shapes along the bottom. You're supposed to pick the correct one from there, and then if you do well, you'll move on to the next level. If you chose poorly, you'll turn into dust and you won't get the Holy Grail. Just kidding there. So you're also given 3 different probes along the top. Here's the main screen of the game, that is, and obviously there's in-app tutorials going on while I'm talking. But along the top, let's get straight into this, okay? As it says, you choose a probe. You're given 3 different probes in each level. These will change, although they will stay the same on each level. That is to say, each level will have the same probes every time, although the probes themselves may change by level. So what you're essentially charged with doing is dropping one of these probes, and then when you select one, something will drop and then hit the object in the middle, and then use that to figure out exactly what the thing is. So for instance, if I hit the bullets, then bullets are dropped, and then you can kind of see there was a slant, so I have an idea that there's an image there. You can rotate the object, and it'll actually change the flow of the probe. And then there's also a timer tracking how long it takes you to discern. As you can notice, there's a red line going on, which is the hints function, which I'm about to turn off. There's a button along here, the little light bulb button, that if I turn that off, then in fact it will go away, and then I'm just left with whatever the flow of these probes are. To access the probes again, just slide down this little tab, and then select another. There are all kinds of different probes. The developers have done a really great job coming up with unique shapes and unique probes to test them with. Everything from dropping bullets to, say, slinging protons at the objects, which is pretty great. Things like this and the rope are actually best because then, it wraps around and it's really easy to see. But at times this is actually quite difficult as far as a puzzle mechanic goes, in the sense that it's often really difficult to tell exactly what the shape is, especially when the shapes, as you can see along the bottom here, you eventually choose a shape that you think it is, and it can be quite difficult when the shapes are all, say, very similar except for, say, a chink in the side or something like that. So it's actually quite difficult as far as the puzzle mechanic goes, which is nice. That it adds a lot of depth to the app in the sense that it gives you a challenge. At the same time, the levels will not change, which is not too big of a problem the first time around. But then the problem there is that when you go back, there's not much replay value because there's simply not an important scoring system of any sort. It will time how long it takes you to solve the level, but that's not alone enough to get you to go back and play it again. You already know the shape, and so there's not much. The fun is in discovering it, obviously, and once that's done, it's kind of like a mystery novel. There's just not much point in going back. Obviously, the paid version would have 50 levels, which is a lot more to work through. But at the same time, if just change it up a little, put in a random shape and random probes, for instance. Perhaps that would add the necessary amount of replay value, or even Game Center integration in a more important scoring system. There is kind of a scoring system, but it doesn't really matter in the sense that you're not too worried about it. Mostly, once you've found the shape, you're golden. So with that in mind, we're going to give Phantom Probes a 3 out of 5 star rating, just because it's a great concept, and it's kind of sad to give it a 3 out of 5. But at the same time, the concept is great and the gameplay is awesome as well, in the sense that it's quite fun and it actually is quite hard at times. But at the same time, there's no replay value here, which is, if you're looking for value for your buck, especially in the paid version, then, you really want some replay value. Obviously, this app is free, so you can't complain too much. You're not going to break the bank playing it, and it's definitely worth a test drive, no matter how brief, just to play around with this unique game concept. However, with the lack of replay value, it is kind of shaky. So at 3 out of 5 stars, this has been Phantom Probes, and I've been Luke Patrick. I guess I hope I continue to be Luke Patrick. And I've been reviewing for the iPhoneAppReview.com. I want to invite you guys out to our YouTube channel to see more of our video reviews, or you can go to the iPhoneAppReview.com for heaps of written ones as well. So I want to thank you guys for tuning in, and feel free to check us out later. But for the meantime, we're going to be signing out, so bye you guys.